knows he's fluent. He knows he gets on with it. And we will keep you posted on table 2 action as we move through the main table here. It's a repeat, Phil, of last year's final. That's how tight it could be. Who's got the break? We may have to re-lag.
I'm thinking just YAPP. If it's this tight, surely they should re-lag.
YAPP thinks it's him. Jonas thinks it's him. Okay. Just go again, lads. Come on. Stop the messing. There we go.
Well, we have re-racks in snooker. What about a re-lag?
Looks close again.
Even though YAPP is defending champion, SOUTO has played more often on table 1 in this tournament than YAPP, so he should be used to it by now.
That was a shocker, that. If we get another look, just look how thin he hits it. Look where the cue ball hits on this rail. Of course, YAPP will be playing the push out. He's hooked on the yellow one. No balls on the break.
Saw something earlier in the tournament I don't think I've ever seen before. Michael Bohannon pushed out and he went in off. Directly in off. Whoops. Incredibly, he still won the rack.
Yeah, what a situation Aloysius has got here. If you're just tuning in for the first time ever and you're wondering what this is the game of 9-ball. After the break shot, you can play what we call a push out. So that's what Aloysius YAPP has just done. He's rolled the cue ball to there. Jonas comes to the table. He's got the option of playing the shot on the yellow one. If he doesn't like it, he'll give it back to YAPP. The issue is not putting the yellow on. The issue is that blue 2 that is touching the pink in the corner.
And with push-outs, it's rare you see someone deliberately leave a ball on, knowing that shape on the next ball, i.e. in this case the 2, is nigh on impossible.
Yeah, so that's why he's giving it back. He knows he's going to pot the 1. He just doesn't know what he's going to do on the 2. Digging down. I presume he's just trying to squirt out of the way. Wow. Took a big gamble there. It didn't really look like something was going on there. There's the 9, the green and the 8. So even if he hits the side rail, you'd think he's going to crash into them. So Jonas was right to give it back. Bit of a gift there. I'm not saying it was an easy combo. They can catch you out, and it has caught him out.
The smattering of applause you heard, Joshua Filler is 1-0 up on Niels Fine.
Well, I've said it at the top of the show. He's not firing on all cylinders. That was a makeable shot for YAPP. And he's got away with it. Look at what he's left. Here, jump shot, and there's not much gap between cue ball and 8. Got to get this ball hopping high, and you've got to get it moving quickly. Maybe there's a little bit more gap. Now we see that angle. Maybe keep hold of that cue, Jonas. You might need it again. 2 from 2. May as well go again.
What a pile driver that was. But not quite enough pace in the wide ball to leave an easy 5. Hard-working opening rack, that's for sure.
Yeah, he could still cut this in, to be honest. He's got to hit this very thin. Yeah, just overdone it a little bit. Well, I suppose it's more underdone it, but you get what I mean. It was just looked a little quick as well, but they can catch you out there. It's a horrible shot when you're aiming super thin on a ball. And it's Yapp's turn to bring the short cue out. It's been an eventful first rack, this one. We're still no closer to seeing who's going to win it.
Swerved it in. The side he had on the cue ball, I thought it might help the white to come down the table and get past the line of the black 8 ball for Yapp to be able to pot the 6. And I think through his body language, he probably can. It's a rack that could have gone either way. It looks like going to the defending champion.
Yeah, you might not have thought that when Yapp played his opening shot and sent the cue ball in left centre. Still got to get this one right. He's drawing it back. There you see, how's the pace? Yeah, it's pretty good, Phil.
Showed a lot of resilience to beat Mustafa Alner 10-6 this afternoon in the last 6.
Found a random ball, a little bit fortunate, and he's on the yellow one. Neil's fine, did pot that 7 that we just showed you a moment ago, and he's sort of on the 8. It's a little thin one.
You know, I've noticed that with Fine over the years. We've just seen him undercut an 8 ball. If he misses that thin shot, it normally is because he undercuts them, and it will be 2-0 filler, almost guaranteed. (2-0) it is after a slight hiccup. That was a big hiccup.
I'm surprised he forced it. He had a small angle. I know he couldn't get right out, but look there, you can see it's just a bit of an angle. Could have just sort of played it a bit softer. Tried to come over the left side of the 3. Anyway, he's at the table, not me. Never missed a ball from this chair, of course.
But Carl, is that a sign he's not exactly at the top of his confidence level, because he wants to try and make everything as easy as possible?
Yeah, and often you fall into the trap of playing the harder shot first. I did his very first match. I can't remember if it was with you or Michael. Phil, what's Jonas done here? Oh my word, what a start. What a start we're having here.
It was you and I, Carl. He beat Andrew Olivero 9-0, but that doesn't tell the story. Yapp was making mistakes like the one we've just seen from his opponent.
Yeah, obviously was 5 days ago or whatever it was. It seems like an eternity ago, but I feel like we're seeing the same YAPP. How is the flick on the 8? This is going near the corner, but I don't think it's got the pace. Yes, it hasn't. Oh, if Jonas loses this rack, Phil, he'll be sit there in his chair wondering what he's done at the start of this match. He's had chances in both racks. He had ball in hand in rack 1. That was like having ball in hand in rack 2. Does this purple 5 go past the 9? It's going to be tight. I think if it did, he will have probably already played this 4 ball. I don't think this goes past the 9, Phil. Just because he took a while. I wonder if he's playing the hook. Does it go? Can we see the pocket, please? Yeah, it doesn't go, so he's playing the hook. I thought that just because if it had gone, he'd have played the 4 a lot quicker.
Wanted to try and weld the cue ball up to the 9, and he's done a pretty good job.
Yeah, and the other key part of that shot, what he did clever, is he made sure the purple 5 was not near a rail, because if it was, it's easy for your opponent to hit it. So now there's a gap, there's a space either side. The new Bumblebee 9 ball from Dynaspheres, the brand new ball set for the World 9 Ball Tour. This was as played, by the way. He's just relying on a bit of luck, but he made a good hit. He needs it to bounce. Ooh, I think he got safe, Phil.
Just by a whisker. On table 2, Neil's fine looks like pulling one back, although he has left himself a ticklish little cutback to a blind pocket on the 9. It flops in. Fuller's lead now 2-1.
Smart pull shot. Just making sure he leaves that cue ball near the top rail, so even if you do leave a pot, there's distance, you're cueing off the rail.
Quite a tense start to the match. A couple of scrappy opening racks. Well, Carl, at least he's left distance.
Yeah, he's got to go for this one, Phil, as well. You got to commit to this. Good pot, willing it to stop, and it just has.
Looking to win his 59th rack of the tournament. not had a breeze through by any means, SOUTO. But he's an inspirational player.
Yeah, we're just looking at his opponent's name, Phil. Jack Beggs. That's kind of where I'm at. Decent hit, but no love on the red 3 this time. Pots the 1 on the 2. No easy pot here, so what's he got? Maybe a safety in behind the 7.
Very well played. Now this is trouble.
Three rails in behind it. Well, he's gone 1 instead. He's missed it. Playing good safety on a pool table is everything. He's not underrated at all. If you're an aspiring pool player, practice that side of the sport. It can win you a lot of racks. Over on table 2, I was just glancing. Fio's in the balls. He's 2-1 down. Wasn't the most difficult of pots, Phil. I don't know if you've seen it, but Fio's missed it and left it over the hole.
Very much like the 8-ball he missed a little earlier. Thin cut, undercut it.
Disappointed just because he's striking down the cue ball now. And when you play this, the cue ball can get away from you. You can fly up table. Yeah, smart just to underplay that shot.
I can confirm it is 3-1 to Joshua Filler. Tied it up after Fine missed the 5-ball. And that means JONAS SOUTO has already won more.
Took the title down. Ooh, that hurts. That's a bad break. He's overdrawn the cue ball. Players are trying to come off the side rail and back towards the 9, or sometimes bend it below the 9. He's hit the side rail and he's bent it too much straight into the side hole. That hurts.
And that's 2 bad breaks in the match. Notice that SOUTO, when he's sitting in his chair, just keeps messing around with his wristwatch. Maybe he's checking to see whether it's his time.
Well, I never thought I'd say bring back McMullen, even though he's on his night off, but wow. Where did you dig that one out from, Phil?
It was just timeless.
Yeah, Mr. McMullen will not be clocking in tonight. He's watching Arsenal. That's currently 1 apiece if anybody's interested. Almost feel like this is a big visit for YAPP, don't you, Phil? Just the way the opening 3 racks has gone.
Yeah, if you look at it just purely by the numbers, he's had quite an easy tournament. After that 9-0 win over Andrew Oliveira, he beat Piers Bayer 9-2, then Fu Huan 10-2, Nick Chatupis 10-2, Dennis Grabber 10-2, before this afternoon's test against Mustafa Alner. So before the event began, yes, he was a big favourite. He remains so. But he would be the first to say that he's not been at his best. He's not been able to bring prime form, even though going into this match he'd won 58 racks for the loss of 14.
Yeah, and that shot there, he's not plumb. He's gone too far. Queuing off the rail, he's got to hit this sweet, and he's got to hit it with a bit of power and left English. He's got to go forward off 2 rails and back. Yeah, could never really get close to 7, so this is not ideal. This is not where he wanted to be on the brown 7, so this will test him. Oh, he hits that shot as good as anybody in the world. Just so smooth. Big angle there, Phil. A lot of players that have been tempted to come across and back to the centre. He just killed it and hit it beautifully. That's a shot the snooker player with a snooker cue would struggle with. You could do with a pool cue, really, for that shot. That's what Gary talks about when we're discussing the game. Filmed the What's in the Bag with Gary Wilson the other day. I'm going to put that on the channel soon, Phil. It was very interesting.
I could see Carl Boys there willing me to make an absolute mess of the youngster's name, and I didn't.
No, you're a true professional, Phil. You're my idol.
Said that with zero sincerity.
Another dry break. SOUTO straight in. Has he overdone his mark here? Well, he needs an angle here. He needs an angle because he's got to come back down past that 8 ball. He seems happy enough. Yeah, he was fine. He's got angle here as well, so he can come back up for the pink 4. Pink 4 will go in left centre, then purple will go in right centre. It's a pretty easy finish, so he should take the lead. Obviously things happen, I know that. I'm just kind of talking if this was on your home table or in the practice room. Always got to keep good cue ball control. That's when it starts to unravel, and that's when you might end up missing a ball.
Well, he's certainly got good memories of the quarterfinals of this tournament last year. Many would say that was his best performance in terms of pure quality. SOUTO beat Jason Shaw 10-3. Another player, of course, who could crack the Moscone, could be a rookie at the Carib Royale Resort in Orlando later this year. He won the Mexican Open WNT ranking event in 24. Last year, the Seattle Open and the Town V10 Open as well. Hasn't won a major yet, but we know he's been quite close. And in this match of the month,
He's definitely breaking the better of the two at the early stages of this match. You could see what he was willing on there. He was desperate for this blue two to drop in the side. Look at where the cue ball, the red and the blue finish. If that goes in the side, he can put the 3 up in the corner. But he's got to go for the kick shot here. It's not that difficult at this level. If he hits the blue two, it should go in the side. There we go, good shot.
On his run to the final in this event last year, he also beat the likes of Arseny Sevastianov, Mario He, Matthias Snigotsky, and in the semi-finals, Mickey Kraus. He can compete with the best.
Extension, please.
Bit of a stretch. I liked what he did there. He just played it off the bottom rail, not scared to shoot it long.
Doesn't waste time, does he?
No, he gets that spring in his step. Very much like his good mate, FSR. And he'll be starting to feel good now. He's played all right in this match. It's YAPP that's been a bit lackluster. Another good break here. He's making the one a lot, Phil, isn't he? And yeah, he's not on this blue two, but what I will say is he might end up laying a decent hook, and the clap was, of course, because Joshua Filler potted the 9. Now 4-2 to Filler. Jonas trying to squeeze this cue ball on the purple. He's done it, you know.
It's a 30-second shot clock on all tables right now, with 1 30-second extension per player per rack. But for Jonas SOUTO, with his quick thinking and quick striking, 30 seconds, no possible hindrance.
Extension. Extension, please.
Remember what I said before, Phil? Playing good safety
Ball in hand.
is a massive part of 9-ball pool.
Start the clock.
Yeah, you can have a good break, but you don't always land on the ball like SOUTO didn't. And because he got the cue ball welded on the 5, it was a real awkward escape. YAPP didn't escape, and now Jonas ball in hand.
Yeah, sadly, Jeremy Jones, our colleague and friend, hasn't been here this week, but one of his great sayings is always, it pays to hit them.
Yeah, if you hit it, you might get lucky. You might buy yourself another shot. obviously if you miss it, you'll do well to get another shot. Took a bit of a wobble, didn't he? But it was purely the pace he played it. He had to get down, and he found a good little gap there.
You might recall in the first rack he missed a very straightforward 3, and I thought that one might wriggle and stay on the table.
Showing no signs of letting up. He wants revenge from that final 12 months ago. He spent most of that final in the chair, watching. Ooh, nearly scratches. Is he going to get a bump? He is as well. Well, 12 months ago, kind of felt it all went the way of Aloysius YAPP. He was getting all the chances. Is it going to be role reversal? Look at the flick there.
Apart from the pressure, no obvious obstacle to a run out, although he's not ideal on the pink 4 ball. Not to get shape on the 5 anyway. Can do it, but it will require some movement.
Extension. Extension, please.
Carl, best shot of the match so far in terms of the way you weave the cue ball through the gap, although the cutback on the 5 is not appetising.
Yeah, he could have done with a bounce, couldn't he there? This is actually very, very thin. Cue ball might be running into the green as well. Yeah, it was, so he took a gamble, may have potted it. Wow, trick shot time from JONAS SOUTO.
It is 5-2 across the board. Joshua Filler increasing his lead over Niels Fine on the neighbouring table.
This is not good. He'd like that one again. Trying to find that bottom rail, wasn't it? And then use the 8 and the 9 as a hook. Look, he's fuming with himself. What have I done there? Yeah, left, right, below.
Well, that really was a weak safety attempt in both senses of the word. And now YAPP must pounce. If he does, it could be a turning point.
Yeah, you've kind of give your opponent a look at a ball. It's missable, but if he knocks this in and swings the cue ball round and pinches the rack to go 5-3 with a break, Jonas knows what the sport's like. He's given a bit of a lifeline here. He has dropped it in. And he's on the 8. The difference being if Jonas gets the good safety, YAPP, he's still under severe pressure. Look, he's disgusted with himself. Look at him. Still can't get over the shot, can he?
Well, we said earlier, with regard to escaping hooks, it pays to hit. It also pays not to dwell. Aloysius YAPP pulls one back, although
In favour of YAPP. It's a wonderful break. Look at this, Phil. How many times do you see it at pool? This is the sport. If you make a silly error, honest to God, the amount of times your opponent comes and does a break and run, he's still got to get the break and run, but what I mean is he's got a shot at the lowest ball.
yeah, the close proximity of the pink 4 to the 9 ball might be an issue. But not if he gets nicely on the 3, he can remove it. Or even drop him behind it. Aloysius YAPP, a really good front runner, and also a redoubtable fighter.
You know, we were talking about the poor safety shot from Jonas, but it all started from the shot you pointed out, Phil. You know, when he swung it round the angles and found that sort of little gap and just ended up sitting on the top rail, didn't it? And then he ended up putting both the 5 and the 6 in the same shot. That's when it all started to go wrong. So it was positional error. And if he'd have got the positional shot right and run out, it'd have been 6-2 up with the break. That is the difference in this race to 10 match.
Yeah, the safety shot he played on the 7 ball at the end of the 8th rack was clearly a cause of consternation for SOUTO, and what's happened in this rack will do nothing for him to remove that from his mind.
Going forward here, if he can reach it, he may need a bit of an extension on the back of the cue.
Trailing 5. Well, 1 in. The cue ball is stopped just in time to make that available. The 2, that is. Assisted here, Cole, by being left-handed.
Yeah, pool players have these pool bags, as we call them, and it's like a miniature golf bag, Phil, and got all sorts of gadgets in there, different size extensions, so he'll find a way to reach it. But he's decided to use the bridge.
Yeah, he so badly wanted to reach that naturally, but has to accept defeat.
Actually done really well there. Most pool players are horrible with the bridge, but I think YAPP's got a bit of a snooker background or something. I think he's played a few.
Well, he has won the Singapore National Championship, beating a fine player in the final, actually, Peter Gilchrist, who has won the World Billiards Championship, English billiards, on more than one occasion.
How many times have we seen this, Phil, over the years doing these matches? If you've just switched on your TVs, this is not a rerun of last year's final. This is live. This is the quarterfinals of this year's UK Open. SOUTO was 5-2 up. He was in the balls. He made a positional error and he played a poor positional shot. And this is where we're at right now. This is why we love winner breaks and all, by the way.
Yeah, just thinking of that, it really does add that dynamic. Yeah, I think the positional error from SOUTO in rack 8, that was sort of excusable, but the safety most certainly wasn't.
Well, if you play alternate break, right, and YAPP wins the rack when Jonas played a poor safety, that would have been 5-3. But what happens if it was Jonas's break and it's a golden break? 6-3. It's just, this is the way to play the game. He's been sat in his chair. Look, he's still thinking about that safety shot.
You sound like the Mandalorian, Carl. This is the way. I bear no resemblance to Grogu, though.
Yeah, he still had to take care of that one. It was a steep little cut. He's ideal now. Talking of comebacks, Phil, over on table 2, Niels Fine is sort of forges his own, isn't he, over there? He's 6-3 down, he's in the balls to make it 6-4. I'm sure we'll go over there in a moment once YAPP gets rid of this Bumblebee 9.
Back-to-back break and run-outs for...
I think you would have to say so, yeah. Listen, there's nothing like winning on the World 9-Ball Tour. Obviously, there's a lot of different styles of tournaments, but winning one of these open events, you know, 256 players, we've got world champions, we've got some of the best amateurs. Over the years, we've had influencers, comedians. Even Barry Earns bought himself a pool cue and had a go. But to do it on the Sunday when you've got to play your semis and then the final at night, knowing how hard they are to win, I think you've got to put it up there for Roy. He's consistent at getting himself in the deep end though, isn't he, Phil?
Yeah, came very close to winning a WNT event this year. Lost out to Lucas Fracasso Werner in the box open final on Long Island, New York at Rax Pool Room. Just when things were looking up for Niels Fine on table 2, getting it back to 6-4 down, he breaks off in the 11th rack and very unluckily scratches.
What a turnaround in this match. Don't know why I sound so shocked. We see it all the time. Just make sure you get past the green 6. Yeah, a couple of rails. Wonderful.
You know, last year we've talked about him as the player of the year. He undoubtedly was. YAPP won 10 tournaments, 9 of which were individual. The other, of course, he was a member of the winning Asian team in the Reyes Cup. Winning becomes a habit. And already this year, he's won the World 8-Ball Championship, beating FSR in the final.
Just so happens to be a title I've won, Phil. Just throwing it out there.
You really surprised
I'm
me
only
there, Carl.
joking, I'm joking.
You really surprised me there, because you took about 1.7 seconds more to respond than I expected you to. I thought you'd be straight in.
You know my personality, it's all good banter.
In all fairness, Carl, what an achievement. You must be very proud, even though it's a while ago now. YAPP will be proud of this response.
He will, Phil. You're right. He really will. He won't. Aloysius YAPP, I apologise. That is my fault. The commentator's curse.
Yeah, the boys' hex.
Ball in hand. Start top.
And it was directly in as well, obviously off the cushion, but it wasn't a collision with any other balls.
Yeah, Jonas had the same break early on, didn't he? It's a horrible feeling when it comes off the rail and you've just put too much power and draw into the cue ball. Filler did win that rack. It's now 7-4 to the young man. Okay, what's Jonas got here? It's not an easy rack. He's got an issue with the purple 5 ball. I don't know if he's missed a trick here. Can he pop this, come off the rail and bump into the green? That means the cue ball stays on the red 3. Oh, he's tried it, but he tried to bump into the 5. It was the same idea. Can't fault him. But he's missed the trick there. He had ball in hand.
And this is the most important rack of the match so far.
Yeah, so he's left the cue ball over on the right side of the table. And now he's going to swing it around 2 rails and come towards that 9 in that area. It's all about pace. It's all about line, this. This might go behind the 9. This might sit on the 9. Needs to bump. It's okay. Say he's okay. I think he's okay to pot it, but I'm wondering if the cue ball goes forward, is it going towards that 8? May well be. So he might have to slightly jack up. No, he's levelling out, so he's going towards the 8. Let's see where this hits. Oh, it's fine. He's tried to miss the 8. He's hit it well.
Leaning over to the max like this is never a comfortable thing, but he knocked it in anyway. That shot made easier when you're 24.
Yeah, nicely done there to get himself on this 9 ball. And after what's gone on, this has been a good response.
Yeah, YAPP's racks 1 loss record before we began. And every match he's played, he's won with ease. Al-Qaedi going into that match against Shaw, 58 racks won, 9 lost.
Nine racks lost. That's that'll take some beating moving forward as well, won't it? Don't know if he's going for the cut or the safety. He's going for the safety, using 2 balls. He knows Yapp will hit this, but where are the 2 balls going to end up? That's the issue Yapp's got. Neil's fight is not going away. That match is now 7-5. 7-5 to Phillip. Fine will be breaking over that.
Extension. Extension, please.
There is the hit. He's got safe.
Extension, please.
Anywhere but there.
Yeah, he took a gamble on the object ball, meaning the 2 ball where it was going to finish. He just tried to create some distance, Phil, and he knew all the way it was going into the drink. Ball in hand for Yapp. Look at SOUTO in his chair. That is a man going through the emotions.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that Yapp, from what we've seen over countless matches in the past, will be more emotionally on an even keel as this contest gets to its crucial point. SOUTO's always one who wears his heart on his sleeve.
Natural angle here, just floats up top end of the table. The worst thing you could do here is leave yourself dead straight on the green ball. You need an angle. A steep angle's fine. Anywhere near the line that goes across the table would be good. You see how he's made sure he's come off this top rail? He knew angle was everything.
almost a leads Jack Beggs 8-3.
This is a tough opener, isn't it? Do you go for it or do you find the telling safety? Safety could be banking it back up and down to where the cue ball is, send the cue ball up towards that brown 7 off the top rail.
News from table 2. Neil Svine has just potted the 2, but hooked himself on the 3 badly.
Went for it, didn't get close. We'll see off Jonas.
Momentum ebbing and flowing, and right now SOUTO will be looking to bring this back to level again. Really good match. We know wiser now as to who will win. That's when they were 0-0 lagging.
Trying to hold into, it was always going to be difficult. Cue balls run on too much.
Not the dish, but the next best thing.
Extension, please.
The end of the next gen London final could be nigh, because Jack Beggs looked like pulling one back, but he's just potted the 6 ball and scratched into a side pocket. So ALOYSIUS Tadaravicius is now just 2 pots away from being crowned champion. I do not envy the trophy engraver with all of those letters to put on.
Well, he's going to need to, because he's perfect on the 9 ball. What a moment for the youngster. He'll be absolutely buzzing inside, Phil.
Yes, he's loving it, isn't he? And quite rightly so. Jack Beggs uncharacteristically missed a few balls he would normally pot. And Tadaravicius took full advantage. I think we might say that Beggs, having won 2 of these next-gen events in the past, would be regarded as favourite beforehand, but it was the Lithuanian who in the end claimed the silverware. On table 2, Joshua Filler very close to claiming an 8-5 lead over Neil Svine. He needs just the 8 and 9.
Yeah, filler. I know we can't see it, but we like to keep you guys up to date. It's just got one good positional shot to go as Jonas comes with a beauty. What a match this one's been. We kind of felt it was going to be different from 12 months ago when YAPP absolutely obliterated Jonas in the final.
And small things make massive differences in 9-ball pool. The cue ball there just caught the bump of the middle pocket. Had it not done so, it might well have run behind the 7 and left SOUTO hooked on the 6. Oh no. Oh dear me. He missed a 3-ball to that pocket right at the start of the match, but that one is of far greater significance.
As he slumps back in the chair. What have I done? Still got to get on the 8 though, by the way. We know how difficult this is, Phil. Oh, he's hit this good. As he hit this good. Oh my. Feel your pain, buddy. The missed 7-ball, Phil.
That will really...
What is going to happen on the YAPP break? Said it before and I'll say it again. I think he's on the blue too. How many times do you miss a ball that you should pot and your opponent knocks him in, breaks and does a breaker run? This is not easy though. He's not got much of an angle here. And look where the red 3-ball is.
YAPP didn't try and do anything extravagant with the cue ball. Well, the 3 is a real toughie if it was 0-0, let alone 8-6 in the UK Open quarter-final.
Well, that was an attempt at a pot, albeit a very difficult pot. Didn't get close.
Yeah, just miles away from that one, wasn't he? The tariff, as Carl said, though, was extremely high.
Yeah, what a way to forget about your missed ball in the previous. Just get on with it now. Try and get these knocked in, and 8-7, you're back there with the break.
By the way, Carl, my suspicions about the age of the next-gen winner was correct. ALOYSIUS is 15 years of age. Jack Beggs, 16.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's not going to be the last time them two meet in a final.
We've had so many really good matches in this tournament. I thought the Tyler Steyr Moritz Neuhausen match the other night was top notch, and so is this. You just know he will not give in. Well, look at the 9-ball.
Oh, what a gift. SOUTO, maybe. Things are going to be okay. Look at this for a quick rack.
Yeah, the 2-9.
Between these two. He's got the 9-ball moving. Wow. Maybe SOUTO's name is on the trophy. He's missed a couple of easy balls. He's not been punished, and the pool gods are on his side. This is unbelievable. Look at the 9.
Transformative moment. So close again to a back-to-back golden break to win it.
Well, that would have been just borderline ridiculous. I'd have said just give him the trophy now. He's had a golden break. He's broke off the 9, he's gone over the pocket, and he's right behind the 2. Nearly wins it with one, and I'll tell you what, he can play a good hook here. What an end to a match. I don't think I've seen anything like this before. Doesn't want this to go in, and somehow SOUTO is 9-8 up, and we're in this position, Phil. I don't think I've seen an ending to a match like this in all the years I've been watching.
Well, considering he's the defending champion, it would be entirely cruel had YAPP gone out to 2 golden breaks on the trot.
And listen, he might not care. He's got to hit this ball. He's either got to pot it. I don't know if he could fluke the 9 with the 2 or the cue ball. But if he doesn't hit it, you feel like it's over.
Table 2 tightening up. Joshua Fuller's lead against Niels Fine, now down to just a single rack at 8-7. ALOYSIUS YAPP might be UK Open champion for only a minute or so. Last weekend in Rutherglen, ALOYSIUS YAPP lost in the quarterfinals of the Jacoby Scottish Open. It could be another quarterfinal defeat in the offing here.
Simply unbelievable scenes, this. When he missed that 7-ball in that corner, I honestly thought YAPP was going to go on and win the match. Somebody is looking down on JONAS SOUTO, because this match should be over. These are not difficult for him here, so it's just a moment he's got to handle.
I just think he plays on inspiration, and right now he's got a bucketful. Yes, he knows he's done it. Aloysius Yapp in his chair, not conceding, and I'm glad to see that. We want to see the 9-ball in. That's what it's all about, the name of the game. The name of the tour. And one of the tour's majors might well fall to JONAS SOUTO. What an extraordinary contest.